Hi, my name is Abby Lee. I'm a marketing and Spanish major. I'm a senior from Skaneateles, New York, and following graduation, I'll be moving to Boston, Massachusetts to work for a software company.
Hi, my name is Casey Wolf. I'm a senior marketing major at St. Bonaventure. I'm graduating this May in 2021.
Hi, my name is Christian Chapman. I'm a senior management major from Victor, New York. I'll be graduating in May of 2021, and upon graduation, I'll be returning to St. Bonaventure to get my MBA.
Hi, my name is Dan McKillop. I'm a senior marketing major from Cazenovia, New York. I will be graduating in May of this year, and I'll be looking for a job in the marketing field in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So for our project this semester, we were tasked with researching Starbucks. Starbucks is the largest coffee house chain in the United States. It's headquartered in Seattle, Washington, and was founded by Jerry Baldwin, Gordon Bowker, and Zev Zeigel. Their company values are creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome, acting with courage, challenging the status quo, and finding new ways to grow out the company and each other. Being present, connecting with transparency, dignity, and respect, and delivering our very best in all we do, holding ourselves accountable for results. Starbucks' vision statement is to establish Starbucks as the premier purveyor of the finest coffee in the world while maintaining our uncompromising principles while we grow. A little bit about Starbucks company history. So Starbucks opened its first store in Seattle's Pike Place Market in 1971, which I'm sure that anybody that's familiar with Starbucks would know that one of their most popular brewed coffee types is the Pike Place. In 1983, one of Starbucks' top executives, Howard Schultz, traveled to Italy, where he was impressed with the popularity of espresso bars in Milan, and he saw potential to develop a similar coffeehouse culture in Seattle. The following year, Schultz finally convinced the Starbucks founders to test the concept in Seattle, where the first Starbucks cafe is created. Just 5 years later, there was a total of 55 stores. The next year, Starbucks expanded its headquarters in Seattle and unveiled their first ever mission statement. At this point, there was a total number of 84 stores. In 1994, with a total of 425 stores, Starbucks opened their first ever drive-through location. In 2001, Starbucks introduced their ethical coffee sourcing guidelines developed in partnership with Conservation International. In 2006, Starbucks launched the industry's first ever paper beverage cup, post-consumer recycled fiber, and opened stores in Brazil and Egypt. At this point, there was a total of 12,000 stores. And they expanded digital offerings for customers with free unlimited Wi-Fi and Starbucks Digital Network. At this point, Starbucks had opened stores in El Salvador, Hungary, and Sweden, bringing the total up to 16,858 stores. In 2014, Starbucks enhanced the iPhone app with Shake to Pay and digital tipping. This is a feature that we still see today in the Starbucks app, and I'm sure most of you have used. In 2015, Starbucks launched two of their most popular items to date: the cold brew iced coffee and Evolution Fresh handcrafted smoothies. As of June 2015, Starbucks had a total of 22,519 stores.
The coffee industry is one of the biggest industries in the United States and throughout the entire world. It consists of big corporations like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, and many local coffee shops. Some of the top issues in this industry are challenges that have been faced due to the COVID pandemic, especially in the United States. The economic downfalls that everyone has occurred has been a huge hit to the coffee industry due to people not going out anymore, people wanting to make coffee at home, and other competitors driving small businesses out. Pricing has also been an issue for a company like Starbucks due to their high prices compared to McDonald's and Dunkin'. They have substitute products out there in the world that can replace coffee, like 5-hour energy drinks or other substitute caffeine products. The COVID pandemic has caused major economic changes for everyone throughout the entire world. People are more conservative about how they spend their money now and don't want to go out and just get coffee every day. Substitute products that we found like Keurig have been able to be a lot more efficient for people to stay at home and not have to go out and risk themselves for possibly getting COVID. The industry has a lot of competition between big corporations and small coffee shops in regionally located areas. The small businesses are struggling to compete with corporations because they cannot adapt to the seasonal changes in products that are offered at places like Starbucks. Coffee is just like any other industry in the world, where prices fluctuate based on the quality of the good. For example, Starbucks has higher quality goods than McDonald's or Dunkin', so therefore the prices are higher. To put it in perspective, Starbucks' same coffee compared to Dunkin' is $1 more expensive, whereas McDonald's is $2 cheaper, Dunkin' and Starbucks. Starbucks is one of the only companies in the entire coffee industry to operate at the retail level, while most companies only operate with single stores. They're vertically integrated, especially at the agricultural level, where they get their coffee beans, which are much different than any other companies. The technology in the coffee industry just needs to be updated and kept fresh, and parts can be replaced rather than having to buy a whole new machinery. Another part of being in the coffee industry is how loyal your customers are. Starbucks is one of the most loyal customer bases due to their high quality products, their efficiency to get products out the door, and their good tasting products they offer throughout the entire world. The most important parts being in the coffee industry is product differentiation. Our group found that one of the most successful companies like Starbucks or Dunkin' have the best tasting coffee, but also adapt to the changes in the seasons to make different flavors and different coffees. Most businesses in the coffee industry are not able to adapt to changes like that, especially the small single store owners. This is where Starbucks and Dunkin' come into play. This is where companies like Starbucks and Dunkin' can come in and take customers from the small shops, having different tastes and different varieties compared to the same coffee every day. Our group came to the conclusion that one of the biggest strategies in the coffee industry is expanding outside of the United States. Starbucks struggles in continents overseas like Europe and Asia compared to the small local shops over there that are dominating, as well as McDonald's with a strong presence in Asia. One of the biggest impacts in the coffee industry has been the loss in consumer incomes in 2020 and in 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This has been a huge hit to all the corporations as well as the small coffee shops, because people no longer are working in workplaces like they used to before and can now be working from home, where they do not need to go out and purchase coffees. Instead, they could have substitute goods like Keurigs or make-at-home coffee kits that are way more efficient and cheaper. Our team came to the conclusion that the power of entrants and the power of suppliers has been low due to most of the big corporations having their own suppliers and their own shipping products to get to their stores rather than having to go through secondary sources. Starbucks is a company-owned and operated store, and through their stores, they have generated 81% of their revenues. One of the biggest reasons Starbucks has been so successful is through the strength of their employees. The company does a lot to provide and care for their employees, including benefits, good hours, good pay, and they are treated fairly and have equal opportunities compared to anyone else through the company. In the beginning of their history, Starbucks dominated the industry by having good product differentiation, but throughout the last few years, other competitors have been able to mimic these drinks, differentiate as of recently due to competitors having very similar products. In the beginning of their history, Starbucks was able to come out with seasonal drinks around Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, other times of the year that were unable to be matched. But as of recently, companies like Dunkin' and McDonald's have been able to come out with new drinks around certain holidays. And it's been very difficult for Starbucks to match this. Our company came to the conclusion that Starbucks value chain control allows them to maintain high quality products and showing that even with higher prices, they're still able to compete in the market because they have good quality products that are not like any others. In 2017, 2018, and 2019, the company reported strong financials up until the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're the top company in the coffee industry. While Starbucks is a strong organization, our group has come to the conclusion that they do have a few weaknesses as well. Some of these weaknesses include higher products that have become way more expensive, and they lack customization to local markets. So in certain areas where certain coffee beans and certain flavors are a lot more popular, they have been unable to adapt to this and provide opportunities in tasting products that people want to have. What our company has found is the lack that Starbucks has for their to-go services as well as their drive-through options. Competitors like Dunkin' and McDonald's have quick and easy drive-through services, while many Starbucks throughout the United States and across the world, you have to go into the stores. This is a struggle because with the COVID-19 pandemic, people are unable to either go into stores for long periods of time or not at all, and can only get delivery or takeout.
Using the internal factor evaluation, my team and I decided the rankings of the factors of the firm. We have ranked the 8 factors, the major strengths being expanding into global markets and the introduction of new food options, the minor strengths being the changing economic opportunities that COVID-19 has presented, the major weakness being customers switching to making coffees at home, and a minor weakness being competition of Dunkin', Keurig becoming a substitute of Starbucks, and Starbucks accidentally cannibalizing their sales and changing their spending habits as a result of the pandemic. All the research and strategization, we decided to select our top 4 strategies. 1, entering into global markets. 2, increasing our product offering. 3, increasing our use of a mobile app and online ordering. And 4, implementing new advertising techniques and adjusting expensive brand perception. Each strategy comes with its own plan of action that we would like to present to the company. A strong opportunity that we believe Starbucks has a chance of taking advantage of would be expanding into global markets. Not only would this add revenue to the company and brand recognition to a wider audience, but would also form a stronger competitive advantage over their competitors that don't have a global audience. As compared to those competitors such as Dunkin', Starbucks has a significantly less food options that many people are looking for when they go to grab-and-go coffee shops. We see this as a threat to Starbucks that competitors can jump ahead because of their variety. But we also see it as an opportunity for Starbucks to see how their consumers would react to new products that would also gain revenue to their company. Starbucks mobile app has been one of the largest advantages when it comes to their product sales, having one of the top mobile ordering apps in the world. If Starbucks wants to maintain their competitive advantage on their digital platforms, they would have to continuously work on their advantage in how their app is being used. A threat with the app could come if the app gets neglected and users no longer find it a convenient way to order. New advertisements would always be an opportunity for Starbucks, especially if they did decide to implement new menu options or more rewards and benefits from their mobile app. Advertising would be the best way to get their message out there, and also building brand recognitions and consumers wanting to see the ad and come in and purchase. Each plan best optimizes the opportunity for Starbucks while minimizing the potential for a threat. We want Starbucks to improve their overall performance while remaining ethical and logical. When observing the McKinsey 7 S's approach, we kept in mind for what each framework stands for. For the 4 strategies we would like to present to the company, it covers 1, structure, which is how Starbucks is organized, including the departments and teams reported hierarchy. 2, systems, including daily activities and procedures that the staff use to get jobs done. 3, skills, which is the actual skills and competencies of the organization's employees. 3, style, which is the style of leadership adopted. And staff and employees and their general capabilities. We started off looking into the current portfolio of the company before evaluating the past and current corporate strategies. Looking into the past strategies and how they have changed over time, we first started off in the beginning where in 1982, when the first big change happened when Howard Schultz became a member of the company as a marketing exec. Schultz thought of a new brand idea for Starbucks to turn into more than just coffee but a high-end experience. Starbucks has been able to leverage this experience for their consumers, which started their diversification over their competitors. This is when the Starbucks brand started to form. A major shift for Starbucks has included their partnerships with companies such as Teavana, Seattle's Best Coffee Company, Evolution Fresh, and Ethos Water, which has helped expand their number of products Starbucks can offer to their consumers. Also starting their global shift in 2006 and moving into international marketing leaders to moving to international markets, leading Starbucks to have around 17,000 stores outside of the US in operation. Starbucks has been constantly working on their global efforts but has not found as much success as they do within domestic territory. Starbucks previously created 2 ways of selling the products depend on the market location, with a mix of company-operated stores versus their licensed stores. This requires strategic planning and research and development to decide which selling type would work best for the market locations. Looking at their current strategy, according to the research found by our team members, we began to dig into what makes Starbucks one of the most recognizable brands in the world. When looking into their current business portfolio of Starbucks, we were able to see what big changes were to come. A drastic change has recently been announced by Starbucks in their latest SEC filing addressed to all of their Starbucks stakeholders. Starbucks plans on closing approximately 400 store-operated locations over the next 18 months for a reasoning having a lot to do with what Starbucks has seen from their consumers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Starbucks entering in a transformational phase will introduce a new store format called Starbucks Pickup, with the goal of tailoring to customers who prefer to order ahead and pay through the mobile app, or those who choose to have their orders delivered. Starbucks hopes to elevate the customer experience through these new express store models. Starbucks has also stated that they plan to continue their strategy of expanding global markets retail locations with selective openings of additional stores in new and existing markets. In recent years, Starbucks has seen a positive result of adding a new variety of menu options, which is still a main focus of their current operations, and continue to build for a competitive advantage. For the 2B test, we decided that Starbucks was not a multi-business, but instead a dominant business due to their market share size. Do you want me to restart that?
Yep, sorry.
That's okay. For the 2B test, we decided that Starbucks was not a multi-business, but instead a dominant business due to their market share size. For the corporate change, we looked into the transformational page. For the 2B test, we decided that Starbucks was not a multi-business, but instead a dominant business due to their market share size. For the corporate change, we looked into the transformational phase and increase of their Starbucks mobile app and decided that these were the best choices to make for Starbucks' future success. We then stated the best alternative would be to license their digital property, as their digital engagement is one of the largest generators of revenue, and also to franchise the new idea in all aspects of Starbucks Pickup. Ultimately, Starbucks has been doing an adequate job of understanding consumer needs and desires and has acted accordingly during the COVID-19 pandemic. My team and I do not believe that Starbucks has much to do in their competitive scope. Staying on track with Starbucks' future plan of expansion and transformation will be the best way for this company to adapt to.
Starbucks is a wildly successful company and has had excellent strategy throughout the years. This, however, does not mean they do not face some challenges related to future strategies. Our group has taken a look at Starbucks' strategic challenges and has determined that they are closely related to the company's primary weaknesses and threats. One of the major weaknesses of the brand is their expensive product. This issue is tied directly to their brand image, and the products are seen as high-end and are also viewed as highly expensive. It is difficult to maintain the brand image of high quality while maintaining affordability for your consumers. Younger and less affluent consumers have lost interest in the brand as they feel they cannot afford it. Another major weakness is Starbucks' lack of product customization in local markets. This is a difficult issue to address as the company operates in over 80 countries worldwide. With this wide range of areas, it is extremely difficult to match products to each one of those areas. Starbucks, as well as all other massive chains like them, have usually tried to maintain similar products across all their stores. As for threats, Starbucks has had some difficulty dealing with competition from large franchises such as McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts. These companies are able to sell products with acceptable quality at very low prices. Additionally, they are able to serve these beverages very fast, serving consumers who are on the go. Competing with that speed and price will again be difficult to do when they are trying to maintain their higher levels of quality. Starbucks is also threatened by changing consumer habits and preferences following the coronavirus pandemic. Many people are now working from home and therefore do not need to drive past a coffee shop and grab a cup on the way to work. Additionally, it has become easier than ever to make high-quality coffee at home. Starbucks will need to ask themselves, how do we reach these customers? In light of these strategic challenges, our group has landed on 4 potential strategies that we would recommend for the company. One strategy is to aggressively expand into global markets. Rapid growth has been a pillar of Starbucks expansion for years, and there is no reason to stop now. Due to the oversaturation in major markets, such as the United States, expansion internationally is the only real way to grow the company. Developing countries will be the best option for this expansion, as they provide more potential long-term benefits and allow for an opportunity to gain a large segment of the market without competition from other major international brands, such as McDonald's. To appropriately expand into these areas, it will be important to hire local experts, as they have a much better understanding of the local culture and consumer habits. Strategy is to increase product offerings. Starbucks has been criticized in the past for a lack of food options, and by adding new food options, Starbucks will gain a new source of revenue and be able to differentiate themselves from the competition. This could be implemented by providing certain local products in select areas. This would alleviate one of their weaknesses while testing the popularity of these products at the same time. Starbucks should attempt to increase usage of their mobile app as well. Starbucks is already way ahead of the game in this area and would be smart to continue building a lead there. Online ordering is much more popular today than it has been in the past, and it will continue to increase in popularity over the following years. Finally, AI can be used to provide valuable data that will improve customer experiences. Our final strategy is to implement a new advertising strategy to improve brand. The final strategy is to implement a new advertising strategy to improve brand image among younger consumers. The main issue with these consumers is the high price point of Starbucks products. Starbucks should look to provide more low-cost options. One way they can do this is by leveraging a previous acquisition they made of Seattle's Best Coffee and sell more of their products in their stores. Starbucks could also look to acquire other companies that sell lower priced products and sell those in the stores. And hopefully this would make people realize that you don't have to break the bank when you go to Starbucks.